This is WWE's Jerry the King Lawler, and Mountain Empire, this is your wrestling.
Welcome, wrestling fans. Another action-packed edition of Southern States Wrestling. Joe Wheeler here along with Michael Southerland. And Michael, so much is going on, and we are at the 22nd anniversary Southern States Wrestling. Man, it is going to be a historic night.
It's right here on us, folks. Make sure that you do whatever it takes to get to the Mount Carmel Armed Forces Center early. You want to make sure you get the best seat in the house for the greatest wrestling action in this area. Mountain Empire, this is your wrestling, is what we always say at the beginning of the program, and Southern States Wrestling certainly is going to prove it on the 22nd anniversary coming up right here on us, Joe.
No doubt about that, man. And I tell you what, let's get down to ringside, get the action going.
All right, folks, we're taking a look at Eric Darkstorm right here on this edition of the Power Half Hour in the ring against another newcomer to the area in Robbie Reckless. So this should be an outstanding contest here. We've heard some words from Eric Darkstorm over the last couple of weeks here on the Power Half Hour. Says, hey, I've got Kyle Matthews in my sight. I don't really know that I want to get back in the ring with him and waste my time. But nonetheless, that match has been signed, and folks, you're going to see that right here on the Power Half Hour in the weeks to come. So make sure you stay tuned and find out about that coming up here a little bit later on. Also, don't forget to stay tuned to the Power Half Hour because you're going to find out about some live events that's going to be coming around the Mountain Empire and all around East Tennessee, where you can see some of the great stars of the SSW Power Half Hour live in your area. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Eric Darkstorm brings in a very impressive resume. He's held championships all across the country. He's been looked at from talent scouts from every major promotion, and he's right here on the Power Half Hour for your viewing pleasure in the ring against Robbie Reckless. And Reckless, a little bit smaller in stature than Eric Darkstorm is, but don't think that makes any difference in a contest like this because each one of them pretty much balance each other out on the quickness, that's for sure.
Absolutely right. Michael Southerland, good points as always here as Eric Darkstorm dropping down right there. Robbie Reckless up and over his man. Oh, big shoulder block there by Robbie Reckless as Darkstorm here. Maybe a little look of frustration perhaps on his face as perhaps he wasn't expecting that from Robbie Reckless. But they're squared off once again. Oh, went for a collar and elbow, but Darkstorm now roughhousing a little bit in there. Caught his man with a knee, followed up with a big forearm smash, and now a hard chop over in the corner as Darkstorm controlling his man tight into the top turnbuckle there. Oh, and laying him in. Laying in some knife-edge chops, Michael Southerland. These guys are, oh, they've come to fight tonight. Oh, Reckless right there. Good thing he ducked under that first one because then it took his head off if he hadn't. And Reckless now returning fire with some of those chops of his own as Reckless now went for an Irish whip. Darkstorm reverses and caught his man right there, about took his head off, Mike Southerland.
Absolutely, he took him down with a devastating maneuver right there and only garnered a 2 count. But Reckless maybe have a little bit more in the tank than Darkstorm thinks. But nonetheless, he's got him down on the canvas in a reverse chin lock there. And, well, he rolled out of that very quickly. Got that arm barred up behind the back and putting some pressure on that elbow and maybe the wrist a little bit. You say they was trading chops back and forth. Got a fireman's carry there and took him straight down. Got him in an arm bar. Trading chops back and forth. And like I said, the speed factor I think is going to be about the same. Darkstorm has got a little bit of a height and weight advantage over Reckless. But I don't know that that's going to factor in and play any type of a part in this match because both these guys are gung-ho about a victory right here on the Power Half Hour. Slipped out of that, and man, they're just doing some chain wrestling. It is back and forth and almost hard for us to call right here at the broadcast desk at the Mount Carmel Armed Forces Center. Folks, anytime you see Southern States Wrestling on the marquee, make sure you get out to the live events because you're going to have a great family-oriented event to take everybody to. And make sure you check us out on Facebook, Joe Wheeler. I know you're on there. I am too. Southern States Wrestling. Type it in the search engine. Click our like button. You're going to get all of our feeds and statuses. Find out about some late-breaking news in the world of SSW, sometimes maybe before we do.
Yeah. Well, that's the truth there, is things are always happening fast and furious in Southern States Wrestling as they are in the ring in this contest here. And Facebook, man, it's a great way to keep in touch with us, no doubt about it. Plus, you can watch the Power Half Hour on there anytime, day or night, 24/7, whenever you feel like it. Plus, you can archive and go back and watch previous episodes of some of the tremendous action and the legends that comes through Southern States Wrestling. And I have a great time sometimes just going back and watching some of the previous episodes, some of the tremendous matches that we have had here in Southern States Wrestling over the 20-plus years. As Robbie right there went up and over his man, got Darkstorm down, rolled him over, got a 2 count right there. Referee Mark Foley checking in. And Darkstorm, a head of steam right there, just took his head off practically with that clothesline. In for a cover and got a 2 count only, but Darkstorm right back on his man, Mike Southerland.
Good Lord, that clothesline, as you said, was devastating, and you could have dislocated some vertebrae if you can do that back there, because, man, he took him straight down. It was, wow, high impact, that's for sure. And he's working on that neck. Darkstorm certainly got his man exactly where he wants him. Folks, coming up here in just a little bit, we're going to see the SSW Tag Team Championship defended as Ray Idle and Steve Flynn put the belts on the line against the Niagara Tag Team Champions in the T-Rex Express. So it should be something to behold.
Robbie Ray's coming across right there, got caught recklessly coming in that corner. Oh, but man, he got that drop kick up right on the button there. Eric Darkstorm is in trouble, and Reckless again with a well-placed drop kick. Referee's in and got a 2 count only on it once again. But Robbie Reckless right there showed a couple of great drop kicks, but walked right into that corner. Eric Darkstorm took that momentum, dropped him right into that second rope. Takes his man, Irish whip across now. Darkstorm coming in. Oh, and caught him with a Sabat-style martial arts kick. Rolls him up, and he got him.
Put him down for the 1, 2, 3. Impressive victory from Eric Darkstorm.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, Eric Darkstorm.
the tradition, the legends, the stars of years gone by. Relive the memories. Learn the history. Southern States Wrestling. Classic television. On demand. Watch full-length episodes of Southern States Wrestling from the vault. blip.tv/classic-SSW-TV. Over 20 years of footage. Southern States Wrestling. Classic televisions on demand.
Hey you, get off the couch and get out to Samson's Gym in St. Paul, Virginia. Dauntless equipment, free weights, Smith & Cable machines, step aerobics, boxing equipment, cardiovascular equipment, tanning bed, drink bar, fitness wear, supplements, and more. Plus an instructor on duty at all times. Call 762-7170. Samson's Gym, your one stop for fitness since 1990.
The stars of Southern States Wrestling's Power Half Hour are coming to a town near you. Saturday night, April 13th, Atkins, Virginia, Volunteer Fire Department. Stan Lee, Scott Sterling, Bo and Misty James, and a whole lot more. Sunday, March 24th, 3 p.m., Cherokee, North Carolina at the Convention Center. Bo and Misty James, KC Thunder, Ricky Morton, the Big Business Army, the Barbarian, and a lot more. Saturday night, March the 16th, Elizabethton, Tennessee, VFW on Elk Avenue. Misty James, Jake Booth, the Big Business Army, Eric Darkstorm, and a whole lot more. Friday night, March the 15th, 22nd Anniversary Spectacular. All the stars of Southern States Wrestling. Many former stars returning. A huge rumble. A night that you do not want to miss. A night 22 years in the making. Friday night, March the 15th, Mount Carmel, Tennessee, Armed Forces Center Armory.
Wrestling fans, Michael Southerland standing here with a new Tennessee heavyweight champion, Nick Hammonds. And Nick, Friday the 15th, you've got D'Andre Jackson one more time. This time, he's gunning for this title.
Gunning for the title, right? Isn't everybody? Smart man when you're the champion. I like it. It's a good feeling. You know what? I like a challenge. Mental, physical, emotional, doesn't matter to me. See, the thing is, Nick Hammonds is a wrestler. It's what I do. It's what I'm passionate about. What I'm more passionate about is winning. Championships, matches, doesn't matter. Winning lottery tickets, I just like to win. Who doesn't? D'Andre Jackson, see, the thing is, you were only a winner because I wasn't here. Now that I'm here, this ain't going nowhere. I'll have this belt till I decide to drop it and go for the heavyweight title, and that's just the reality that you have to face every day. But, I mean, the thing is, if you were going to lose, you couldn't lose to a better man. So be happy about it. At least you get to go out to the best.
Friday night, February the 15th, the Tennessee title is on the line.
Rockstars from outer space!
I was extremely concerned at the beginning of the match at how fluid the Rockstars was going to be, but they certainly proved me wrong as they pick up a victory here. Hey, the match is over, guys. It's time to call it quits. Let's ring that bell over there and try. They're raking at the eyes of D'Andre Jackson. Chris Miles thrown out here on the outside, and they're still doing some damage to that arm. Joe Wheeler still working it over. We got to get some help out here for him. He's going to be permanently injured.
This is completely uncalled for right here. Rockstars, this is the kind of thing that you will not get contracts signed for doing. As matchmakers, Big Al Bass and Mac McMurray are looking on right now, don't you know it? And this is the type of thing right here that can lead to suspensions, as they both now are going after D'Andre Jackson. This is absolutely ridiculous. We need to get some help out here if at all possible. If anybody can hear us in the back at this point, we desperately need some help for D'Andre Jackson out here as these rock stars are trying to rip him apart, Michael.
My gosh, I don't know that I've ever seen volatile action like that. He had both arms, Joe Wheeler, at the same time being hyperextended. Chris Miles trying to get back in the ring. They just kick him back out. D'Andre Jackson is, wow.
The title's on the line.
Joe, you've got to be kidding me. He just went through a 15-minute tag team contest with the rock stars from outer space. He's got an arm here that's just hanging by a thread. He can't even use it. And we've got an impromptu Tennessee championship match here. Nick Hammonds, I didn't even know he had re-signed with Southern States Wrestling. He says, hey, the stipulations of my contract says I get a title shot, any title I want, anytime I want. And he's picked Christmas Night Star Wars. And D'Andre Jackson, well, took it to him.
And he's already taken a tremendous beating.
Well, as I mentioned during the tag team contest that we saw, you know, D'Andre Jackson, he has been defending the Tennessee Championship all across the Volunteer State against some formidable competitors, and he has been coming out on top, Joe Wheeler, or he still wouldn't have this championship around his waist. Now, we have not seen Nick Hammonds in the area for quite some time, and but obviously he's not lost a step. Look, he tried to Irish whip him. He wasn't even able to get the full force on that. Got the leg caught now and kicked him right on the back of the thigh there. And as you see, Nick Hammonds, he goes right back to work on that arm. And, of course, that's what's going to bring him to the dance. And I guess you take that arm completely out of commission, you may have brought him straight down in a cutter-type maneuver. Referee slides in, 1, 2, and 3. Nothing else left. Nothing left for D'Andre Jackson.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner and new Tennessee champion, Nick Hammonds.
Like it or not, fans, right here at Christmas Night Star Wars, we have just crowned a brand new Tennessee champion in Nick Hammonds. And I don't like how it was done. It doesn't matter how it was done. It's going to go down in the record books as we've got a new Tennessee champion right here in SSW in Nick Hammonds.
The 22nd anniversary of Southern States Wrestling Tennessee Heavyweight Championship on the line. Notorious Nick Hammond versus the man of 1,004 monikers, D'Andre Jackson. You see, the words, I can't express good enough how bad I've been waiting for this, how long I've been waiting for this, crossing dates off my calendar day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, and second after second, and finally the time is almost here. Nick Hammond, last time it was a fluke. This time it's not going to be so easy. You see, you talked about me having a good time with my old lady and having a nice night out and going out and doing all this other stuff because I wouldn't be able to lift a hand the next day afterwards. Wrong. Try again, buddy. You see, I'm going to leave you heartbroken like all the girls you tried to get with but were unsuccessful to get with. I'm going to leave you crying in the middle of the ring because you lost what you thought was yours, but really is mine. You see, I've been waiting for this. I've been rehabbing. The arm is 100%. I've got a clearance from my doctors. And now all that's left is for weeks and more time of training, more studying Nick Hammond on footage, more calling up my friend Bo James to get words of advice to prepare myself mentally, physically, and emotionally. Because let's seeing you with your little heart broken as I stand over you, the new and two-time Southern States Tennessee Heavyweight Champion. And if you didn't know, now you know.
Fans, be sure to join us this Friday for the 22nd anniversary of Southern States Wrestling.
Are you looking to keep up with Southern States Wrestling? Are you curious on what's going on in the wrestling careers of Bo and Misty James? Are you looking for DVDs of Southern States Wrestling events? How about the 2 published books by the King of Kingsport himself? Find it all at kingofkingsport.com. That's kingofkingsport.com. Your one stop for all the news, rumors, and updates on Southern States Wrestling and the dynamic James duo. kingofkingsport.com.
With the economy changing almost daily and not always for the best, let Hassie'sKitchenTable.com keep your food budget under control. Leave the work up to us as we find inexpensive recipes, cooking, and shopping tips. You will soon have all the tips, ideas, recipes you need to feed your family well on a budget and have fun while doing it.
The 22nd anniversary of Southern States Wrestling. We're going to be in Mount Carmel, Tennessee at the Armed Forces Center. Jake Booth has found some partners for the big six-man tag.
Really? Absolutely. You know, I'm going to tell you the truth, like I always do. At the beginning, I thought this was funny because I thought the guy was just crazy and was just talking. Now we're actually looking down the barrel of another six-man tag team match. This idiot has gone out and gotten he's gone out and gotten two idiots who are willing to team with him. I don't care who he's got to team with him. I've got the greatest tag team in professional wrestling today. Frank Parker, he has been pinned 3 times in 5 years. Scott Sterling, the longest reigning Tennessee champion in history. And the 2 men who have held the tag team championships more than anybody else alive. That's what I got. Do you really think I'm concerned about what Jake Booth's got? I've got the 2 meanest and best wrestlers alive, Jake. You are a referee. You weren't any good at that. And guess what? You're never going to get good at this, Jake. You're never going to get good at professional wrestling. Because me and Frank Parker and Scott Sterling are going to snuff you out. Your family's ashamed of you. Kingsport and Mount Carmel are ashamed of you. And after I beat you up again on the 22nd anniversary, you're going to go home and you're not coming back.
Fans, be sure to join us the 15th SSW 22nd anniversary. Jake Booth's got a surprise up his sleeve, fans. Be sure to join us. Now laying in his shots on Jake. Oh, he's catching him with a series of closed fists right there. McHone now, what looks like a reverse chin lock possibly, but he is just beating on Jake. Oh, Jake's firing back. Jake's firing back. A series of punches here as the crowd went wild when Jake started firing back on McHone.
Well, Jake Booth, he is really going after it, but what he needs to do is get over to his corner. He fell down in a neutral corner. James McHone, he got out of there very, very quickly. Frank Parker now, he needs to make a tag, and Jimmy Valiant being tagged in the Boogie Woogie Man. Wow, here we go. Scott Sterling being hit, and James McHone just takes a big punch. We've got them all in here. Bo James comes in, grabs hold of Frank Parker. He is the outside here. Man, we've got Jake Booth, he dropped the straps and he's going after James McHone. Referee is not paying attention. And Joe Wheeler, I don't know what to call. Jimmy Valiant's got Scott Sterling over here, and Jimmy Valiant just got posted over there. He has got his head rammed into the ring post. Scott Sterling in now. Catches Jake Booth in we had a modified neck breaker there on Jake Booth. Oh, wait a minute. James McHone just flopped over.
No, not like that. James McHone just got the pinfall over Jake Booth.
You've got to be kidding me. Jake Booth cannot catch a break whatsoever.
James McHone, the last 2 times we've been at the Armed Forces Center, you've beat me up, you've embarrassed me, you've tarred and feathered me, anything you can name it. But the only reason you did it was because of Frank Parker and Scott Sterling. Now, I've paid big money for 2 mystery men that's going to take care of them 2. All they have to do is keep them out of the way so I can get this fist across your face. Whether it be Friday night in Mount Carmel or Saturday night in a bunkhouse match in Elizabethton, it's going to happen, so you better get ready for it.
Fastest 30 minutes on television today, Southern States Wrestling Power Half Hour. Michael Southerland, we are right on the heels of the 22nd anniversary of Southern States Wrestling.
We've got all the matches lined out for you, folks. It's going to be a heck of a card from top to bottom. And, Joe, I can't wait to find out who Jake Booth's partners are. I'm tired of listening to James McHone laugh. He takes it as a joke. We're going to find out here very, very shortly who Jake Booth has found, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be. And remember, folks, get to the building early that night. It's going to be a great night to behold. The 22nd anniversary spectacular from Southern States Wrestling.
You don't want to miss it, fans. Be there.